first off, I know it's getting a little bit chilly. I know it's a little bit windy, but this is a special occasion. And actually, as mayor, this is something that did start long before I got here, but it's something we are proud to finally push out the door and start finishing. And it's also not every day we get to open or break ground on a new fire station. So this is always a special tradition. It'll be even more special when we finish it and we actually open it up. But this is something that is, no matter how you cut it, a wonderful thing for this community and for Albuquerque. And so I'm just going to share a few thoughts. First of all, it's good to be back in this neighborhood. I have to give some shout outs to this car wash. I know we have some staff here. It was also the site for some state auditor's campaign commercial that we'll talk about after if you're interested. But as well as some other filming locations. But now it will be home to our new fire station number 9. So I want to thank first and foremost, Councilor Gibson has fought for this tenaciously over her whole tenure in council. We really appreciate her efforts there. TA Cole and Sons General Contractors, thank you so much for your part in building this. And of course, V Hill and Associates Architecture, great design on display here. You can take a look at these pictures after. There's also a wonderful public art component to this, which is part of something we do for all our civic projects. There's a picture of that right here too. And we have some member of the arts board here. It's a phoenix, just so you know, so it's a good homage, not to the city, but of course to the bird that comes out of the fire. So, you know, more on that if you want to Google it, but it's very, very fitting for a fire station and is what the city of Phoenix is actually named after. So with that, let me just refresh some basics. This was funded by a GO bond from 2013 and 2015 and 2017. That's how long it took us to get this done. But it's a good reminder for everyone that we also have an election coming up. And we very much want to encourage everyone to vote for the bond issues, which include additional fire station funding that are on the ballot in November. Because regardless of politics or partisanship or anything like this, these bond issues are just investments in our community at the end of the day. And so this is a good example of what happens when we step up and make a long-term investment over time. So I'm going to hand it over to our fire chief, but I also just want to give shout outs to our DMD department. That's, of course, municipal development. Our directors here, Pat Montoya, they build everything in our city. They do all our roads, and they do a heck of a job, and they really get the credit. So thank you, Pat, for all your team does to make this actually happen. Let's give them a round of applause and welcome our fire chief as well. Chief, come on out. But you can close that if you want.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, everybody, for coming and everybody who supported this project. Like Mayor said, it took a long time to get this actually started. We're excited to see it going for our firefighters right now. The building behind us, just across the street, is the old fire station that was built in 1954. And the last stations that we had built for Albuquerque Fire Rescue were stations 2 and station 7. That was back in 2013. So it's been a while since we've had a groundbreaking ceremony for a new fire station, so we're really excited about that. Just a little information about Station 9, their response area. They cover from Comanche to Lomas, Pennsylvania, down to Wantabo. That's their initial response area. Their second due area for larger incidents like structure fires can be Spain to Central, San Pedro to Tramway. So it's a much larger area. They touch on 6 different surrounding fire districts. So really right in the heart of the city of Albuquerque here. And Station 9 ran out 7,700 calls just last year. So it's a busy fire station, and it touches a lot of different districts. The station design, like the mayor said, it's incredible. Thank you very much for all of the people that worked hard on that, and including our firefighters. And a few of them are standing over here. We've got our station captain, some of our battalion chiefs from this district. We really wanted to build a fire station with the input of our firefighters. Some of the previous designs that we had, they just weren't as firefighter friendly. You have to remember, our firefighters live in these fire stations for 2 days and they're off for 4 days. So there's constantly somebody there. It's their home away from home. And we wanted to make sure that it was comfortable for them and it was efficient for them to operate in. Some of the changes that we made, and again, we had the input from our firefighters, was things that we could do to reduce the carcinogen exposures that our firefighters have. So we took a lot of those best practices that are done around the country and we implemented these in this fire station. One of the things we did was isolated the bunker gear away from the firefighters' living quarters. It's pressurized in the apparatus bay, so it doesn't allow the diesel exhaust and the carcinogens to come into the living quarters. We also made sure this station had a cascade system. So as you know, when firefighters go to fight fires, we wear the bottle on our back, the self-contained breathing apparatus. But currently there's only 2 places we can fill those up in the field. Now this station will be another location where we can fill up those SCBAs. It's also going to have 3 apparatus bays. The old station had Station 9 had Engine 9 and had Rescue 9. We will add a 3rd apparatus to this station. So that's great for us in multiple reasons. One, it gives us the flexibility to have another response apparatus, but it also increases our fire fund through the state. So instead of a substation, what it is right now, it'll convert over to a main station, and we'll get additional fire funding with that every year. About $72,000 in additional fire funding every year. Another great feature that it has is a conference room, which the community will be able to use. They can come in there as far as Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, different organizations can meet in our firehouse. There's a restroom, a conference room, and it's our home, but we want to keep it open to the public as well. So we invite everybody back here in the fall when we're going to actually open the station up, and you'll hopefully see a brand new, beautiful building. So thank you all.
All right, let's see here. And then we also have a few words from our counselor who's really helped corral the funding for this. And so our Counselor Gibson's policy analyst, Abigail, do you want to say a few words?
Hi, I'm Counselor Gibson's policy analyst. As District 7's City Councilor, Counselor Diane Gibson has made securing funds for the new Fire Station 9 a priority since she's coming into office. She's also been involved with planning the station since the beginning and has worked with Fire and Rescue to make sure that the plan fits the needs of the department. The current station is one of the oldest and smallest in the city, and Counselor Gibson's excited the new station will improve the safety for folks in District 7. And the counselor regrets not being able to attend this groundbreaking, but she does look forward to working with Albuquerque Fire and Rescue on this and future projects. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to wrap up things, I think, with our actual shovel turning. Before we do that, just a couple of other pieces. One, I think we kind of alluded to it, but this station is also going to be bigger. So it's going to be a full station, and it'll have 1 extra apparatus. So to translate, that's like a truck or ambulance. And that actually is going to increase the amount of service we can do in this area. So it's going to allow us to deliver more services to this area. Now, I also want to thank the neighbors. There's lots here, and if I get, is it the near neighborhood? They call themselves the near neighborhood, and so it's kind of near Heights. Is that where? Northeastern Association of Residents. They have been so patient in waiting for this, and this also is going to have a piece for them. There's space in here for some community room where your neighborhood association can meet. And others, and that's always something we try and incorporate, and something that is not very common in this area of town. So we're very excited about that. So thank you for all your patience and work on this as well. So with that, thank you all for coming, and let's turn some dirt. If there's questions, you can grab us after. Perfect. All right, 3, 2, 1. Congratulations, everybody.